Seth from Game That Cosplay.
And we are awesome. And this week he's going to be completing his Brute Staff commission, and I'm going to be completing the Butt Cape. Half of it's done, but I'm on the last panel before it's actually completely done. So Seth, anything you want to talk about with your staff?
Sure, because I make a shitload of progress between shows.
I know you make a lot of progress.
Yeah, so basically this is kind of where we're at. This is actually like some of the final filling here. Just these little spots here. I got a couple other spots on the other side and some that you might not have caught on camera there that are just in between, and some of the in-betweens here. That's pretty much where we're at with the head. And as I'm filing and applying more glazing putty to it, while that cures, I'll be working on doing the detail painting of this piece, of these pieces here. They are very bright and shiny. And not all of it needs to be bright and shiny, as you can probably see in the reference picture there. So you'll also notice that I am on my whole background here looks totally different from previously.
Last week.
That's because like 5 minutes ago I moved my computer across the shop. In Texas, we have flooding going on right now, especially here in East Texas. So half of my garage flooded up. So sorry about being late, but I had to move it off the floor for all week. It finally is not flooding anymore for right now.
That's
so
good.
After the show, I'll move it up off the floor and get it a more permanent location. But that's kind of where we're at here and there. That's pretty much what I'll be working on tonight. I'm hoping to actually finish this weekend. Probably not on the show tonight because I do not have more. I don't have enough gold spray paint left over. But and because I still have not completely figured out what I'm doing here for color. I'm doing a thing.
You're doing a thingy thing.
It's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. It will be a thing. But I still got to figure out color there and stuff and get some more gold spray paint here. The kind that I use, I think they finally started carrying it at Walmart. I've never seen it there until the local Kmart decided to close down. I'm actually looking to see where the can of paint is so I can show you guys what I use for it. Here it is. It is, of course, big surprise, Rust-Oleum.
No, it's not that brand.
It's their metallic specialty. Yeah, their specialty metallic. This was the first good gold spray paint I have found, and so far it still seems to be doing good. It's not so bright and shiny that it reflects the rays of the friggin' sun, but it's also like actually a gold color and actually is bright.
It's not
which
brassy.
is awesome. So I thought about going with their Bright Coat series, but when I did that with the silver for my lightsabers that I did,
didn't you have to mattify them a bit?
Do what?
Didn't you have to matte them down a bit?
Oh, I had to matte them down a lot. I had to satin coat them because you could literally see reflections in them. I could literally use that thing as a mirror. So basically, if you've got a really smooth surface that you're looking to have a mirror finish on, go with Bright Coat by Rust-Oleum. It's really freaking awesome. I'm pretty sure their gold is about the same. But a couple other reasons I didn't want to is these aren't perfect. There are some flaws in it. The gold does kind of accent some of those. But the other painting I'm going to do is going to take away from that, hopefully. If it was like reflective, it'd be a lot more obvious how bad they were. So it would make things that much worse to have it like reflect all around all these little bitty imperfections here. So, and also it does give a better base coat for me to actually paint over because I wasn't going to mask this crap off to paint the bronze parts. Those are all getting hand painted later. Of course, and which is no problem for me. I'm very used to hand painting. It's what I actually started doing with painting and stuff. But you can kind of tell that there are some imperfections there, but it's not like the light is reflecting around them. Like that light you see there would be like reflecting around.
I will be right back. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta grab the other piece of the cape from their dress form.
Have fun abandoning me. But since I actually did just figure out how I'm setting up my computer like 5 minutes ago, I got to figure out how I'm setting up my camera so you guys can actually see what I'm doing instead of just looking at my ugly mug. That is not what you signed up for, I imagine.
Alrighty, this is...
That is the rest of my shop. And what you see back here is something that I'll cover on later on after I do some more work on this. I'm not even going to bother with like respirator and crap tonight. There's when you're filing this little bit of material here, it doesn't kick up enough sand and dust to really do any harm. You just don't want to get like your face all up against it, which I don't have to. So onward to whatever we're doing this evening. Victory.
Onward to victory.
Yeah, to victory. I'm sanding for the rest of my friggin' life.
And in 2 weeks, I think it's 2 weeks, or is it 3 weeks?
It's like 2 weeks, the 27th.
Well,
2 or 3 weeks, something like that. About 2, because
we will be
like
live streaming together again, but I will be able to help pattern the fierce deity armor. So that'll be a fun one.
Or whatever weird crap we decide to do on camera back here in my messy ass garage.
Or decide to not do, just depends on like what we're able to really think of. We have project wise.
I mean, there's a couple ideas that I have, but the Fierce Deity one would definitely be like one that would be really nice to work on because I have no idea what I'm doing for patterning that.
And I'm a patterning master.
Yeah, you are. I am terrible at it.
And this is why we're a team. We each
I do templates for weapons and stuff. I do not. Me and armor patterns don't get along very well. You should see my terrible track record of doing Zach's friggin' polygons.
But this is why we're a team. We each have, both of us have our strengths and our weaknesses, and together we're an unstoppable costuming force. At least I say that to make myself feel better.
Yeah. What I'm doing with my big file here is I'm just knocking away most of the material. And then I'll go back in with my smaller needle file that's a lot more fine, and it doesn't just like blow away material so quickly as my bastard file here. Yes, that is actually what this thing is called. It's
you call it your bastard file, really?
It is actually called a bastard file. I guess that has something to do.
It's actually called that?
Yes, it is.
Huh.
I think it has to do with the grooves in the file. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. I don't know that much about files. I just know, hey, don't get one that has a crap load of spikes and shit on it when you're working on foam or really anything cosplay related. You will destroy it.
And right now, I'm applying. I'm pretty sure I showed you last week, but I totally can't remember. It is jute twine I picked up actually at Home Depot, and the stuff's pretty nice for decorative trims for like your more historical pieces because it gives it a nice weathered look that's accurate, as well as it's actually very easy to work with and stitch
Twine's
on.
pretty nice for So twine is pretty nice to make stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty easy to work with.
It's a lot easier than actual cording that you can buy at the fabric store. Since I don't need a heavier needle, I can use normal thread over upholstery thread or heavy duty thread. So I thoroughly enjoy it. Here's what the jute twine looks for that little piece. It almost looks, even though it's not. Piping takes forever, and I actually don't have a piping foot, so I refuse to do piping until I get a piping foot.
Eventually, I will get an autofocusing camera when I have money. But honestly, the only reason I have this better camera here is because I work at a computer store. And this one, I guess, came in with a box of junk. And it didn't even have a base stand to it. I might share on my page my ghetto-rigged stand for this thing. I actually just took a clamp light, took the light fixture piece out of it, drilled a hole in it, and screwed in the camera onto it. It's pretty rigged, and eventually I will actually get it set up properly.
It's pretty ghetto rigged.
Yeah, it's pretty ghetto rigged. Once I actually add a bolt and a lock nut to it or something like that, we can call it Murphy rigged, because Murphy rigged freaking works.
That's the whole family thing right there.
Yep. Ghetto rigging and redneck engineering does not work worth a shit. Not if it's going to last.
Oh, and in 2 or 3 weeks, whatever it is, because we don't know what day it'll be, also look for some White Knight pictures. That'll be a fun one to do.
Yeah, I got to see if I can borrow a guitar from someone.
That'd be pretty cool if you could snag up the guitar for that.
If I could borrow an acoustic guitar. Now my ex-roommate has a electric, but he'd probably let me borrow, but I'd like to try and keep it authentic.
Remember, we do all those ships, so I tell him we just need to call ourselves Ship That Cosplay if we ever compete. But apparently my idea isn't good enough. It's very cheesy.
It is extremely cheesy.
But I think it works because we're.
Well, so
how much cheese do we like?
Cosplay, and I'm always doing play on words kind of stuff because that's just me. I'm a cheese ball.
They only have to give us the damn cheese block at Olive Garden with how much we eat.
Yep.
We put cheese in our cheese fondue. We really like cheese.
Yep. Although, also, total change of topic here. I do feel I should apologize to the people that might have gotten excited to see this banter and crap throughout the week. One thing I mentioned in my last live stream, it takes me longer to do this on camera than it kind of does otherwise at the moment, just because of how weirdly I have to be able to set it up right now. I don't have like a fixture or a setup yet above my table to where I can just clamp the light up there and move it around. After I actually get a better camera or get my OK camera set up to where I can record or stream from it on my computer, I'll probably have a rail system like that built.
Nice.
Where I can just move it around. But at the moment, this is what I have to work with. And for those of you that don't know me that well or haven't picked it up, I really like just building shit on my own.
He
like
really
my paint
does.
stand over there.
He's a big do-it-yourself kind of dude.
And again, I'll go over my paint stand later with you guys.
Okay, right now I'm just tacking the twine down. The good thing is I just have a very thin stitch, a zigzag stitch to catch the twine very well. And since it's zigzagging in the middle of the twine, it's not going to actually rip off. And I'm using a matching thread that's the same color as the twine, so it's practically invisible as well.
That's always awesome.
Because I have to sew in the middle of it for it to hold on together. Since twine does, of course, fray a little bit, but I do like that it makes a genuine worn look to it, if that makes any sense. Like it's actually weathered. I didn't need to weather it with my fabric choices.
Which file is this? Oh, screw it, I'm grabbing my stool. It's always nice to have a shop stool around. However, some of us have fancy rolling shop stools that have a back and cushion on them.
You have a ghetto shop stool?
No, it's not ghetto at all. It's actually pretty nice.
Oh, cool.
It wasn't really made as a shop stool, but my mom picked it up for me from Goodwill to use as a computer chair, and this is like way too freaking tall for my desk. So it sat out in the kitchen for the longest time to use out there, and then I just pulled it in here while I was working on stuff. And that is where it is.
What did I do with the butt cape? There it is. I forgot what I did with the
other chair
almighty butt
behind me
cape.
is going to go to my probably this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Hmm?
I said nice.
What's that?
Oh,
what's nice?
You?
Are you talking about
nice.
me taking a chair to my little sister, or?
I already forgot what you said.
Chair?
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not. Don't lie.
Nope. I'm very forgetful. That has been established, I think, on previous things we have done, that I am very, very forgetful. I mean, how many times do I lose my scissors every stream?
Too many.
Too many. Don't even bother quantifying it, just too many is the answer. And I already lost. Oh, there they are. I was like, really? I can't believe I lost them already.
I can.
Shut up.
Oh. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my real mom.
I don't want to be. That'd be really gross.
It would.
So I'm doing
I know at the beginning of the stream I said don't get so freaking close to this thing, and here it seems that I'm really close to it. My camera at a really weird angle and it makes it look like my face is like on it when I'm actually like a foot away from this thing, if not a little bit further.
Hooray! I just sold an embroidery file on Etsy.
Awesome.
That's $4.
Well, I'm probably not going to sell my crow template.
Do it.
For the
Sell
sword?
it. Start it.
I
think you should start selling your templates.
What I will probably start selling is I know I want to in the future at least design a template for a functional crow staff, or not staff, but freaking scythe sword thing. I actually want to make a functional one later, and what I'll probably do is sell the template for that.
Why not sell the base one? That way you have two options for your experienced costumers and the less experienced ones. And then do a bundle set.
I might. I was thinking of just sharing the other one, but it's whichever.
Money's always pretty good.
I might. It's just also a thought.
Little extra side cash is always
all
great.
got started when somebody had asked me if I was willing to share or sell my crow template when I posted that I was working on it while waiting for paint to dry. That was like last weekend, and it kind of got me to thinking about it, and I'm just also still sitting here like, should I do it or not?
I think you should sell it.
I know in the past for like smart templates, I've just shared them, like Weiss's glyph. I actually have shared in a group or two that I'm in. Actually, we're both in those groups. So, were you able to download that template, by the way?
I haven't downloaded it yet, but I will.
Okay. Yeah, it should be in the Beacon Academy group, and I might have shared it in United Cosplayers as well.
You might have, but thank you for making that glyph for me.
You're welcome.
You still need to work on the Lulu one. I mean, there's no rush on that. I don't know when I'll do Lulu, but...
Oh my god, yeah. That's gonna be a friggin' nightmare.
I love you, though.
I love you too, but...
But horrifying templates. He's very talented on Illustrator, so I asked him to make a file for me so I could make fabric for Lulu. For her trim, because one thing you'll pick up about the both of us is we're very meticulous about our craftsmanship. We try to make sure everything's as accurate as we can, sans a few of our personal touches, but that's just how we both are. So I know it's going to take him a while, so I'm not going to rush him for it.
Yeah, and it's a free template for you.
You're getting a free Zach wig.
Yep.
We make stuff for each other. Hooray for cosplay coupling.
It's okay, you don't have to make Weiss's rapier.
Are you really sure you want to make that, though?
I really do want to make it. Just like Crow's sword, I really want to make it. So, I was actually going to end up making it for myself because I'm going to cosplay Crow later. But a friend of mine was needing a commission, so I was like, okay, well, hey, I can do that. I can do the thing.
Seth wanted to do the thing.
I wanted to do the thing, so that will debut at A-Con. Is when he wants that one to buy.
What are our plans for A-Con? Because I already forgot. Again.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I just remember Weiss and John, Yuri and Judith, and Zach and Aerith.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm probably going to change into a True Night Yuri on Sunday.
I'll bring Mega Milk then.
I'm not planning on being able to find somebody to take some photos at AsaliaCon. Apparently, according to Celine, most of the time, like for their group shoots and stuff, like Celine has had to take the photos herself.
Oh wow.
Photo shoots and stuff like that. So it's
Azalea is also a
apparently not
smaller
a convention
con.
that, like any photographers at all go to. So I'm just like, well, shit. But my friend Omar, apparently a photographer. He does photography as a hobby, and he does cosplay photography. And he's offered me a shoot at A-Kon. And I'm like, sweet, I'll get back with you.
I lost my scissors again. Where'd they go?
I'm heavily leaning on that because I'm tired of not having as many photos of that as I want.
Well, because that costume you'd put a lot of work on for the prop and the sewing and the plated armor shoes.
Actually, the armor shoes weren't that bad.
But they look really nice, and they're very well made.
They weren't as hard to make as the freaking clothes.
As the what?
The clothes, that fucking jacket.
Yeah, he has a very complicated jacket. I mean, I didn't know you at the time,
does. Fortunately,
but...
I've worked with the client before, but... Do what?
I said I didn't know you at the time, and like, oh wait, never mind, I did. Because I was like, well, I would have made it for you.
You kind of knew me, but we weren't, like...
We weren't talking
a whole lot. Yeah, that was actually the A-Kon that we met at, that I debuted that whole thing at.
Or you gotta see my ex's lame, disfigured face.
Do what?
I said, or you gotta see my ex's lame, disfigured face. Ah, Tori, she made me laugh so hard with it. Huh?
I don't even remember what Andrew looks like, to be honest with you, because, like, when we were walking and talking and stuff, he was just, like, pretty behind us.
Very awkwardly.
Like, okay. This part that I'm actually working on right here is a part that I'm trying to actually patch up, because if you can tell on this other side, it all kind of curls up right up here and kind of grooves into this. I did not have that on this other side, and I had already screwed it up, so I'm trying to fix that by using Bondo, which is probably not the proper way to do it, but it's what I'm working with.
You and your Bondo.
I love Bondo.
I picked up on that with all the crafting sessions we've done.
With all the what?
Crafting sessions we've done.
Bondo sands pretty well. It's nice and smooth and everything. The thing is, if you want to build structure, though, you can't use Bondo. You have to use something else like epoxy putty. Like these tips, both of them, were made of epoxy putty. There's a little wire in there, a little bit of copper wire. That was actually clipped off from moving some electrical wire around. This plug that everything's plugged into right now used to be like back there by the garage door, and I'm like, well, that's a dumb place for that, so I moved it. Seriously, like, it stays covered up by wood. If you guys could see back there, that is what is in front of where this plug was. You couldn't get to it. I just happened across it while I was going through my stash of stuff, and I was like, oh hey, I'm going to move this thing. And because it was ghetto rigged up there, I really didn't have to worry about too much having to get up in the attic or anything. Also, that just means I ghetto rigged it a little bit over here as well.
I lost my scissors. I'm very bad about keeping track of my scissors. If you have not on that already. people who watch every fucking week that I lose my scissors constantly. And I have a spare pair, but I love my Gingers. They're my favorite.
I mean, I have a spare pair too that's left. I prefer not to use them all the damn time. I can cut left-handed, I just don't really care to.
Well, we're both ambidextrous.
Yep. It really sucks that right now my left hand is kind of jacked up.
What you do to your hand, by the way?
That is a really good question, and I will get back to you later once I actually figure that out.
Okay. Let me know what hits your hand. Find out.
Yeah. I have absolutely no idea, and at the moment, I don't care to recall, rather than, hey, could you stop hurting? That'd be awesome. Because it's like right here, right up in here, and up into it shoots up into like my index finger, kind of, but it's mostly like in between my thumb and my index finger, and in those bones / muscles there, and I'm just like, ow.
Oh, poor you. No sarcasm, I assure you.
Poor little old me. And again, as you can see, I'm not trying to get this perfect right here. That's what these little guys are for here, is getting that as perfect as possible. Even if it's not perfectly flush with this here, which it probably won't be without damaging this part up here, what I'll end up doing is taking some of the glazing putty and having it kind of curl into it, just ever so slightly, just glaze over it there, and kind of sand it back down as flush as possible, because what that'll do is, instead of having this hard edge there, it will have like, it'll look more natural, like it's supposed to be there, and it won't look so jacked up. Like some of these other parts, are more more hard edges and stuff. Like right here, it'd be kind of that different.
I'm going to be right back and grab my tea. I really want my tea. So I'll be right back.
Okay, have fun. Another thing I'm trying to do here is make them symmetrical. A blind man could tell you that this one, they're not symmetrical, like at all, even slightly. So, got to try and fix that. You see that it's almost like I'm sawing into it, just to kind of have it filing off of here, to where instead of like just filing all on a curve or something like that, where I can damage this and sand more into this than I want to, I'm kind of putting this thing on its edge, which on a curved file like this, it has a nice fine point to work with and everything, to where I can get all nice and even. And the grooves in the file are on the edge as well. They're not just on the curved portions of it. So it gives you some pretty good flexibility with the filing. So far, I've not regretted this decision to get full-size files. I don't know why I would, because they have been pretty freaking amazing this whole time. And I'm just kind of checking it as I go.
Well, I apparently ran out of tea. And I have a sewing needle in my thigh. Ow.
I'm sorry. One thing to keep in mind with filing, like this on something like Bondo,
Ooh, that hurt.
something that I've noticed anyways, these kind of leave like, not really gouges, but you can see like the filing lines and stuff in there. They take away material pretty good, so you'll probably end up having to
They take
get
away material
some
really
glazing
well.
putty.
I had to be that person.
Yeah, no, they take. No, I don't care. This is learning about prop making and stuff, not bettering your English.
Hey, you don't know. What if someone wants to learn better English while they're jobs?
Then get.
You're a jerk. But you're my jerk.
I am.
So I sat down on my little cushion, and I guess I left a sewing needle there, so it went up into my thigh. Keep track of where you put your shit.
Note to self: don't put freaking needles in your chair.
Don't be a Dezzy. Being a Dezzy is the dumbest thing you can do.
Right? I mean, she's with me, of all people.
But you're perfect, though.
Yeah. Dream on.
Huh?
So keep dreaming.
Well, I do of you.
I'm sorry.
They're good dreams. So right now,
Some of you may be wondering. Go on.
Oh, thank you.